Good morning, dear children. Miss Shahina here. Welcome to the second part of the endogenetic movement chapter. Previously, we had learned about slow movements, but today we are going to study about the sudden movements. Sudden movements which causes earthquakes and volcanoes. Students, our planet Earth is a unique planet. Our Earth is a very rugged place. Students, here rugged means uneven surface, broken rocks. Our Earth is made up of massive mountain of rocks and ice. You can see in this video. It also has flat plains and frosted hills. It also has busy cities and ocean floor. The trouble is that our Earth's crust is cracked and these cracks extend below the sea and across the land. And this is because of the faults which is caused by our crust, which are being ripped apart and crushed together. Then these titanic forces reach the breaking point. Splash there is an earthquake, that is the trembling and shaking of the ground. It is the event of nature which can occur anywhere on the surface of the planet, causing hundreds and thousands of the people being killed, causing injuries, destruction and enormous damage to life and property. We can say that earthquake is a great and terrifying phenomena of the earth. Now, let's see the causes of the earthquake. Students, tell me the causes of the earthquake. Yes, you are right. Moving or shaking of the land. That means moving of the plates. When plate moves, they release energy in the form of waves, which can cause earthquake. Now, the second one is colliding of the plates. These moving plates collide and such a collision can cause earthquakes. Now the third one is plates sliding one below the other. That is, when plates collide and one plate slides under the other, it can also cause energy release leading to the earthquake. Now students, tell me, what is the reason behind the formation of fractures in the rocks layer? Yes, very good. Tension. When tension accumulates on the layers of the rocks, it eventually creates fractures on it and that can cause earthquake. Last one is occurring of volcanic eruption. Students, the motion we feel on the surface of the earth during an earthquake comes from energy released deep within the earth. This energy is transmitted to the surface of the earth by earthquake waves. The study of earthquakes and its waves is called seismology. Earthquake occurs when rock deep under the ground suddenly break under pressure or slip along a fault. The point of release is known as focus of an earthquake. The energy released by earthquake radiate from the focus as body waves. There are two types of body waves. The fastest wave is called P wave or primary wave. It moves between 4 to 7 km per second depending on the density of the rock it moving through. A P wave is a compression type of wave. Rocky material and its direction of the travel compresses then expands as the wave passes. A P wave is similar to a wave traveling towards plane. The coil compresses and expands in the direction the wave is traveling. The second type of body wave is called an S wave or secondary wave. It travels at about 2 to 5 km per second through rocks about half the speed of the P wave, and S wave is a transfer shear waves. Rocky material and its parts move up and down and side by side perpendicular to the direction of waves travel. And as waves is similar to wave traveling along a piece of rope, waves move along the rope by moving a section of the rope up then down. Surface wave radiate outward from the epicenter. The point on the surface cross to the focus. Surface waves are slower than the body waves, traveling about 2 to 3 km per second. They can change the surface of the earth as well as damage home, buildings and other structure. They are highly destructive waves because the ground shakes up and down and side by side at the same time. Student, I hope you understood about the focus and the epicenter of the earthquake. Now students, this is a picture of a seismogram which is used to record the motion of the ground during an earthquake. They are held in a very solid position. The seismic waves are recorded by this instrument. Seismic waves means P waves, S waves and surface waves. The instrument is simply vibrating rod on a pendulum which start vibrating when tremors occur. A pen or a marker is attached to the rotating rods. The pen then records the seismic wave on a paper which moves. Students, in this activity, we have seen recording a seismic waves caused by the earthquake. Now students, here are some activities. With the help of this activity, you can better understand about the all three waves. Activity number 1 is hang a heavy bag or pouch on the hook of a spring, balance as shown in the figure. Pull the bag down and release it. Observe the spring and note the movement of spring. Now, what did we observe, students? We observed that the movement of a spring moves in the direction of waves, that is to and fro. These waves which moves to and fro are called forward and backward waves. This is similar to the primary waves or P waves. Another activity we have here, students. As shown in the figure, make the students stand holding the end of a rope. Ask one student to give a jerk to the rope by pulling it up and down with hand. Observe what happens and note the movement of the rope. What did we observe, students? We observe that energy is traveling along the rope. The waves move along the rope by moving a section up and down, which is just similar to the secondary waves or S wave. Last activity, students, over here. Now, spread rangoli on a large plate. Flick on the lower side of the plate slightly with your fingers. Observe what happens. Now, students, tell me, what did you observe here? When we flick lower side of the plate slightly with our fingers, we observe powder on the plate fly up along the circumference of the dish, which is similar to the surface wave or L waves. Now our next topic is effects of earthquake. Students, can you tell me what could be the effects of earthquake? Any guess? Means everyone knows something about the effects of earthquake. Let's see what is there in your textbook. Cracks, fractures develop on the ground. Causes landslide, which leads to sliding of rocks. Sometimes the groundwater changes its course. For example, wells may get water or may dry up. Some areas get uplifted while some may subside. Tsunamis are generated in oceans. These waves can cause great loss of life and property in the coastal areas. In snow-covered areas, avalanches may occur. Buildings collapse and loss of life and property occurs. Transportation routes get disrupted and communication system collapses. Now students, I am going to show you a video, and after watching this video you would be able to tell me what could be our next topic. Students, our earth looks so peaceful from space, but students, I will tell you that this looks can be deceiving, that it will be very dangerous And as we go deeper and deeper into the underground, in the earth interior, the earth is very different place over there. It is violently hot, and this is our outer core, which is continuously floating. It is liquidy and hard inner core in the center of the earth. And as we know that the earth's interior heat has to escape somewhere. When these plates are pushed together, cracks, weakness allows the magma to rise up from the earth's crust. Pressure buildup, which then release suddenly, causing the magma to explore the heat escape by surfacing. And then there is a volcano, which is the most explosive landform, which are able to eject molten liquid, rocks, lava, gases, steam, ashes, dust, cloud, and thick ash high into the atmosphere. So students, now you know what is volcano. It is a rupture in the earth crust where molten lava, hot ashes and gases from below the earth's crust escape into the air. Now students, on the basis of types of eruption, volcanoes can be divided into two types. Now see here, during eruption, the molten magma comes out through a pipe-like vent inside the earth's surface. The lava is spread around the mouth of this vent when it comes out. As a result, cone-shaped mountains start forming and conical volcanic mountains are formed. For example, Mount Fujiana in Japan and Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania are the examples of central type of volcanoes and conical mountain. Now, next one is during eruption, when the magma comes out not from a single vent but from many cracks, that is fissures. It is called fissure type of volcanic eruption. The molten material coming out with the eruption is spread on both the sides of the fissures. As a result, volcanic plateaus are formed. The Deccan Plateau of India has also been formed due to such a type of volcanic eruption. Now students, there are three more types of volcano, but it is depend on the periodicity of the volcanic eruption. Number one is active, second one is dormant, and the last one is extinct volcano. If the volcanic eruptions are regular even in the present times, then such volcanoes are called active volcano, means they are active in today's time also. For example, Mount Fujiyama in Japan. Second one is dormant volcano, when a volcano has not erupted since long but may become active suddenly. It is called dormant volcano. For example, Barren Island in India. Last one is those volcanoes which have not erupted in the past since long and are not likely to erupt in the future are called extinct volcano. For example, Mount Kilimanjaro in Tanzania. Students, these were the three types of volcanoes on the basis of its periodicity of volcanic eruption. Now students, let's see the effects of volcanic eruption. Can you guess what could be the effects of volcanoes? Now see here, the effects of volcanoes are loss of lives and property. Sometimes tsunamis get generated due to volcanic eruptions occurring below ocean floors. Dust, smoke, ashes, gases, water vapor, etc. remain in the atmosphere for a long time. This may create imbalance in the environment. Land may become fertile due to volcanic ashes. Many minerals are found near the Earth's surface because of lava. New land is formed due to volcanic eruptions, or at times an island may even disappear. Lakes are formed at the mouth of the craters of dead volcanoes when rain's water accumulates in them. Now students, let's have a recap of what we studied. We studied about the sudden movements, that these movements are those which bring abrupt changes on the Earth's surface. Earthquake and volcanoes are the best example of the sudden movements. We studied that the movements of the Earth crust due to sudden release of energy is called an earthquake. The point below the Earth's surface where energy is released during an earthquake is called the focus of the earthquake. And the point located on the surface of the Earth crust nearest to the focus is called epicenter of the earthquake. You also studied about the seismograph, the instrument which is used to measure earthquake. Seismic waves are of different kinds and all move in the different direction. The seismic waves can be divided into primary waves, secondary waves and surface waves. Now, volcanoes. The process in which solid, liquid gases and hot material are thrown out from the mantle of the earth onto the surface of the earth is called volcanic eruption. On the basis of the type of eruption, volcanoes can be further divided into central type of volcano and fissure type of volcano. I hope students you like this video. Thank you. Stay home. Stay safe.